Gurudev, if I may ask you, something which is burning as a Krishna Bhakt, as somebody who's also believes very strongly in the various incarnations of Vishnu, the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam and the controversy around the Laddu.
This
What
is
is,
this is this is heinous crime. This cannot be forgiven at any cost. This is a crime that has to be severely punished, and no such thing should happen again. Temples should be allowed to be managed by religious leaders, spiritual leaders. And it cannot go in the hands of some bureaucrats and some politicians, some industrialists whose idea is not to promote bhakti or devotion, but make money out of this. I mean, this you cannot even think about how many people in our country are heartbroken. Many are not even getting their sleep. When they heard this news, it has shattered our people. They don't know what to do, how to do the prayashchit for this now. So this is something that is very, very, very unfortunate. I thought this could only happen in 1857, but it has happened now at this time, this age, that too with our own people here is shocking. Simply shocking.
so how do we restore faith, Prabhu? How do we, because devotees would be wondering whether the Laddu I am eating next is pure or not, or does it have animal fat? The same prasadam is first being fed to the Lord. How do we resolve this?
No, the people who are responsible for such crimes should be first of all punished, and then it should be overseen by spiritual people, religious leaders. Temple management should be given to religious. I have been saying this for last 40 years. Temples should be managed not by, what people who are not believers, but not those who are not under religious or who have no interest in religion and spirituality, but by bhaktas. A bhakt
Because
will never do that. A devotee will never do such things.
But there are others who would say that in the name of bhakti, there are others who claim to be bhakts, but they are not bhakts. And then there will be mismanagement. So how do we resolve this?
What is
Ramana Dikshitalu I was speaking to, he said that keep the agamas separate from administration. Draw a very clear line. Those who serve the Lord, do the temple affairs, they should not be messed with, and the administration should be separate. Is that a solution? Or should the state control be devolved off altogether?
No, see, people who are experts in Agama, they don't know management. They cannot manage temples. It should be other people. There are other people who are devotees, who are devoted, who are good in management. Those people should be interested with the management and should be overseen. The decision should be should be of religious and spiritual leaders. They should take the call on that. They should, overlook, they should look over this management and not just overlook the things as it's not our duty. It's let the management do what they want to do. No.
Do you believe this has happened because also Hindu Samaj itself is divided? Because none of the other religions have state control. They manage their affairs on their own. Nobody dares to do what they have done with Tirupati Devasthanam and with Lord Venkatesha. Nobody will dare to do that anywhere else, with any other religion.
I would say the state control, and when the state is in control, different political party comes into power and they have vested interest who they put them there. And so such thing will continue to happen as long as state is controlling, and it's not, with the approval or say of religious leaders.
An interesting information.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. See, religious leaders don't have any control over the temple, don't have any say over the temples. That's the that's the most ridiculous thing that can happen to our country.
Interestingly, now when people are going into the details, they realize that 19 till 1932, it was a Nirmohi Akhada, the Digambar faction, that was actually running the Tirumala Tirupati temple, the Devasthanam, and the British took control of it and formed the TTD. Now, many are now saying that if it is Chandrababu Naidu or whoever, why can't they decide that we will let go of state control? We'll give it to the devotees itself. Do you believe it is such a difficult step to take because the temples are perceived as rich coffers, lots of offerings, richest temple, and it happens with all the devasthanams across the country, Prabhu.
Yeah. No, that's right. There should be someone from the government who is part of this committee, but should be mainly major role must be for the religious leaders. There could be conflict among religious leaders. Something can erupt there also, but the financial regulation should be overseen by someone from the government side as well. But the control has to be with the devotees and bhaktas.
Pawan Kalyan says, form a Sanatana Dharma Rakshana board. Get all the religious leaders to be part of this board and then efficiently manage.
Yeah, this I have been saying from long time. Even with Ayodhya, I said the same thing. We have to have a committee where all the Shankaracharyas and all the Akhadas, everybody should be part of it. So there should be an executive and there should be a management committee, of course, guided by the religious leaders. Every temple should come under such a, purview, because, see, I have been part of Amarnath committee. I have been part of Vaishnav Devi Shrine. So every 6 months we would sit and review and we would say what is right. And bureaucrats come up with some ideas. We would put our foot there and say, I would say, this cannot be done, this should be done. So like that, we need to have a religious advice and control of any of these committees, which are formed, of course, by people and as well as government. Someone from the government should be part of it. Yeah.
Do you believe the divisions within Hindu Samaj should also be repaired? Is that one of the causes why perhaps there is, or is our Sahishnuta or tolerance seen as a weakness now?
This whatever happened now is not because of there is some difference of Hindu Samaj. Hindu Samaj has had difference of opinion from the very beginning. It is said, Rishinam Aneka Mata. The rishis have different opinions. And that is how the Sanatan Dharma, it's one of the basic idea of Sanatan Dharma. So we have different opinions, but they all converge.
Many believe this is not the era of war. PM Modi has